Hey, Selfie.
Hi Kevin,
What are you doing?
I'm learning about database system development lifecycle because tomorrow I have an exam about database development lifecycle.
Oh, I see. Selfie, I guess I could teach you about database development lifecycle.
Are you sure?
Yes, because I know several steps in database
yeah.
development lifecycle.
It's good.
Okay. The first step is database planning. Next is system definition. Third is requirement collection and analysis. Next, database design, DBMS selection, application design, prototyping, implementation, data conversion and loading, testing, and operational maintenance.
Could you explain to me step to step, please?
Sure, Marco, I could tell you. About the first step is database planning. Database planning is how we gathering information. We doing something that making the development life cycle progress is efficient and effectively progress. Now, in database planning, we must decide two things. First, mission or statement, and second is mission objective. In mission statement, we identify what is the major aims of the database system that we want to build. And the last is mission statement, mission objective. I'm sorry. In mission objective, we decide what tasks that the database system will do that we support the mission statement that we already decide before. Understand?
Yes.
That's the first step. About the second step, about system definition, could somebody tell me about the definition, Sastrio?
Okay, system definition is about specifying the boundaries and scope about the database system. It's including the major user view, its user and application areas.
I see.
And the next step? Oh yeah, in this book, the next step is database design. Database design is like process of creating a design that will support the enterprise mission statement and mission objective, like you tell me.
Oh, I see. But Sylvie, before we doing the database design, there's one step that you're still missing beforehand. That is requirement collection and analysis. What is that? Requirement collection and analysis is we gathering, identify what is the user requirement that needed to build the database system. There's two main approach for doing this. Requirement collection and analysis. I think for the first approach is centralized, and the second is view integration. From the notes that I already gathered, centralized approach is we collecting each user view data requirement, and for each user requirement, we combine it into one single complete user requirement, and after that, we make the ER model and the documentation that needed for to design the database system. The difference with the view integration approach is, in view integration approach, we make the ER model and the data documentation, and for each step of the user requirement. After that, we combine the ER models, each ER models that we already made into one single ER model, and we make it into the database system. For the combined ER model each by itself, we call it local data model. But for the result, the combined result, we call it global data model. I think for requirement collection and analysis, I only so far learned about that. Maybe you can continue about the next step.
Oh yeah, for tree-based design, I learned is conceptual, logical, and physical.
Oh, I see. Could you explain us about the definition?
About tree-based, I forgot.
Oh, you forgot. I thought you already learned about it.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe I could cover it for you. I already learned it a bit. There's three phases for designing a database. There are conceptual, yes, logical,
and physical.
Yes, that's correct. About the definition for each step, in conceptual, first we making the data model for the database system that we want to build. We decide what is the attribute, relation of this data.
And the physical?
Logical, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Yes, don't forget about the logical step. In logical steps, we refine the conceptual model that we already built. But how? We using a normalization techniques that we apply to these logical models to refine the realization. Why we apply the normalization step? The objective is to reduce the data redundancy that caused by update anomalies. I think for database design, I could only give you the explanation, not too many, because I don't still learning about it. Yes.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome. Okay, so about the next step.
Selection, I know that one.
Oh, you know about that one? Could you tell me about the explanation, please?
Yes, that is application we use for our database. That is we evaluate and it's already recommended for another people. And we have already benchmarking that the application we use like MySQL and Oracle.
Oh, I see, Marco. Thanks. Maybe the next step after the memory selection?
Could you tell me?
I know the next step is it's about application design. It is about designing the user interface that the application will use, and it is describing about how the program interact with the database and use it.
Oh, I see. I guess I understand about the gist of this. Maybe I could expect the next step about the note that I already collected. The next step is prototyping. Prototyping is making a working model of the database system that we already created. The working models mean the system is not the final product, but only for the user to have a visualization of what database system that we already create. Is there already completing their requirement? Are they satisfied and already aligned with the organization objective? Yeah, in prototyping, we collect the suggestion and we could apply it in the database system that we are creating. And because of this suggestion, we can redo it to the first step like requirement collection and analysis to refine the database system we already create based on the suggestion that already put up by user that test our prototype. Maybe next after prototype?
The next step is implementation. Prototype is just optional. You can skip it.
Oh, I see.
And because the implementation is realization of database design.
And the next step you must not forget after implementation is about data conversion and loading. It is about converting all data from old system to the new system. And if possible, you can convert the application from old system to the new one.
And don't forget, the next step is testing. You will find the error in your database and application in there, so you can make it better. And if you lucky enough, you can find bug in there. And next one.
Oh yeah, for the last step is operational maintenance. Operational maintenance is the process of monitoring and maintaining the database system following installation. Monitoring the performance of the system and maintaining and upgrading the database system is the last step for system development lifecycle in database. So yay! Finally, I'm ready for exam tomorrow.
I hope you could.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Kevin and
Yes, you're
James.
welcome. I hope you could do better. You could study better at home and do well in test.
Yeah, I will do the best tomorrow.
Okay.
See you.
See you.
Okay, how about our videos? Do you have any questions? Don't forget to leave your comment below. Thank you.